Hey, what's up and welcome back to Lane Productions. All right, my goal is to keep this video under 7.5 minutes because I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to not ramble here, but first just wanted to say that we started the video off with the Hankai 4 horsepower and the Cukusin 7.5 horsepower so that you could see the clear difference in the top speeds of both. It is very evident. I don't even need to say anything there. You know, a lot of people were saying that the Hankai was going to break after one season. That has not been the case. It is still running just fine. I'm probably going to sell it though because I have the 7.5 Cukusin, so I don't really need it anymore. I'm going to talk at a couple different points, but mostly it's going to be you enjoying some B-roll of the Cukusin in action, and then I'll come back at the end and talk about whether or not this motor is right for you and your boat. Okay, so let's talk about the maneuverability of the Cukusin. It is a 7.5 horsepower compared to my old Hankai, which was 4. And, you know, basically here, I wanted to show you, I went back in a culvert that I like to fish in, and I wanted to show you how to execute, you know, how you're going to have difficulty executing turns. Here I'm doing a right turn, which I'm able to do a 180 very, very quickly because I'm able to push away from my body. A left turn, obviously, because I'm left-handed, is going to push into my side, and it takes a little bit wider of a turn. So it's just something you're going to have to get used to as you go along. It's not impossible, but you're going to run into that with any of these motors that you got to steer like this. You got to sit on one side or the other unless you are able to have it completely behind you. But here I'm executing a left turn out of the culvert, and again, you know, I just had to take it really wide. It's just something you have to get used to, but worth mentioning. Okay, here I want to specifically talk about the outriggers on the side. Now, I did this video a while back where I built these outriggers. I've significantly shortened them since then because they broke. But even with where they're at now, they are preventing drag. It was taking a whole 1 mile an hour off of my top speed, and it's not that big of a deal, but I wanted to see how fast I could go. With them, I could only go about a little under 6. Without them, I got up to like 7.2 miles an hour. So anyway, just worth mentioning, and that's the beauty of those. You can take them off, but just FYI, if you have anything like that hanging over the side of your boat, it's going to prevent drag and not allow you to reach a top speed. So just something to keep in mind. Not a negative on the motor. That's just my boat. So I eventually took them off though. Shut up now and let you enjoy some B-roll. This is all kind of subjective depending on what kind of boat you have. I have a 12-foot John boat with about 400 pounds or so in the boat with people and gear. So just bear that in mind, but these are just going to be some of the B-roll that I shot. Enjoy, and I'll come back at the end to talk about whether or not you should get this motor or not. Like I said, a lot of this is subjective to what size your boat is, you know, I mean, as to what the power is going to do for you. With the outriggers on, I was able to get up to a top speed of just under 6 miles an hour. But when I took the outriggers off, I was going about 7.2 to 7.5 miles an hour. It was a pretty choppy day. Even going into the wind, I really was still able to get up to about 7. So power really wasn't an issue there. Some other people already had the motor and left in the comments section about what I should expect is about a 7.5 miles per hour. So ultimately, you know, when I first bought the motor, I thought, oh man, this is going to get me up going about 9, 10 miles an hour. No, it doesn't. But what I did find out is that 7.5 is plenty fast enough. It's going to get you to where you need to go to fish, and then you use your trolling motor from there. At least that's my plan with it. Decent sized fuel tank on there. We were out driving around for quite a while, and I still had at least half a tank left in there. So gas-wise, it's good on gas, but you probably should keep an extra like 1 gallon tank with you on the boat unless you're going to directly hook it up. It starts right up. I mean, you got to, you know, with just any of those motors, when you first turn it on, you're going to have to use a choke. But after that, it just one pull and it just cranks right up every single time. Never had an issue with that. And as the season goes along, I plan on doing an end of the season video, so we'll see how that goes throughout the season, but so far so good there. The only negative that I can think of to say about the Cukusin is there's no reverse. Now, if you can find a model, if they're making one now with a reverse, I would recommend you get that. I think it's worth it, but mine does not have a reverse, so it just takes some getting used to. Bear that in mind. Hey, you know, because I like to go back in this culvert, and I went back in there during the video, and I'm able to get out just fine. But if it comes down to it and I need to reverse, I can just use my Minn Kota and maneuver around with that. It's not that big of a deal. Not a deal breaker for me. But it does not have a reverse. That's the only negative that I can think of to say about it. What this is going to come down to is your budget. You know, I can't tell you, you know, go and get this if you don't have the money. But if I saw somebody in the comment section said they were going to save up and get the 7.5 horsepower, and I think that's a good idea. I think it's worth it to spend the extra money, get what you want, and don't spend that $300 on something that's basically a trolling motor. You know, my 55-pound Minn Kota went just as fast as my 4 horsepower Hankai, and I know tons of people in the comment section have said it's not actually 4 horsepower. It may not be. I don't know. You're probably right. I don't really care though. But I'm just telling you, if you're going to spend that money, you know, go get a 55-pound Minn Kota. 55-pound thrust Minn Kota. Just get that instead. Don't get the Hankai, because most lakes are electric only anyway. Mine's not where we camp, so I can still use an outboard. But again, all that's really subjective. If it comes down to it and it's within your budget, go get it. If it's not, and you're looking at the Hankai, if it's me, I'm just going to go get the 55-pound thrust Minn Kota and a battery and call it a day with that, because you're going to get the same speed out of it and probably not spend as much on gas and don't have to worry about maintenance and all that. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you found value in this content, then leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.